Hey mate, how you going? Now, I poured the cylinder up. It's a blind port for my G366. I'll show you what I did and why. I've done the usual. I've opened the piston windows up. Not a huge amount, just got rid of the casting marks and stuff like that, just so I can breathe better. Got to make sure they're the same shape and all that. So don't go stupid. Just clean it up. Just you know the goes. Clean it up, make it breathe. Now the intake on these. They're a bit peculiar. With them in there. Now they've got a false pulse line just there. Don't pay attention to that. Be careful after you cut into it. So I've gone halfway through the pulse line there. That gives you a pretty good timing intake. Now it's a blind port, so I don't know what it is so far. I will put the degree wheel on this thing to show for myself what it is. I'd say be close to 80. You're close. But when you do this, put a pointer or something up through that hole and snap off the little piece of aluminium that will come into that hole, because the pulse line goes through that side there, and you'll actually eat into it if you go down too far for the intake there, the light intake. So be careful of the pulse line. Snap that little bit of aluminium out so it doesn't go into your motor, okay? Now I've alonged it, widened it, just clean it up so it looks nice. Now with this particular saw, it's similar to a Solo. I noticed once on Solo 670, 680, the primaries on this side, they open up first. They open up and then the secondaries open up here. So normally it's the other way around. The first one to open up towards the carby, the intake side, and this one, the particular one, is not the same. So a little bit different. So I've made it so when the fuel and air goes through into the transfer chamber, I go for the secondaries first, so I get more air, hopefully in that area there, and I'll push the exhaust and stuff out a bit better. Maybe I'll get better fuel economy, same as that side there. Load it down so you can breathe for the windows better on the piston, and maybe just clean up the fuel air flow mixture. But it works for Solos, it works for this one. I'm just trying to get safer fuel. Now you could go down further on these windows here, but I'm sort of a believer. If you take too much out of the sump of the cylinder, you won't get the velocity you want, because there'll be nothing to pressurise, because you're only sucking air in, you're not pushing air in. So once you get the air in, the pressure that comes from the piston coming down and squashing the air and fuel up towards the transfer. So if you go down too much, you get rid of that push. So I want velocity still, so I didn't go berserk. I could have gone down, probably another 10 more mils on both sides. So don't worry about that. I've cleaned the exhaust up. I've made the exhaust a bit higher and a little bit. I've arched it more on both sides. I've opened it up wider a tiny bit. There you go. Wider, so she's a nice round shape. So she'll breathe better. So interesting how she goes. But yeah, it's for my purposes, so I can do firewood and not kill my back. One thing I should say before I leave, that pulse line that's in the intake there, that's not actually the pulse line. The pulse line comes off the crankcase from a hose. So there's a hose below here off from the motor itself, the crankcase. It comes up to the carby intake on plastic lump, and that gives. Now I'll get it saw. I'll get that. Right, your piston sits on your saw there. It's like that motor wise. The pulse line is here, that rubber hose. Should be torch back on. Oh, now I can see. So that's the pulse line there. So I'm not tuning the pulse line, but for some stupid reason they put the pulse line actually in the cylinder, which some saws do have, but this one is weird. So the pulse line is deleted on the cylinder. It's deleted, so I wouldn't worry about that at all. It goes like that. Pulse line goes to a plastic lump on the intake boot, where the intake boot goes into the intake area where the carb and stuff is. So that I'm not playing around with that, so that does not matter. The rubber boots over this blocks off anyway, so yeah, I've opened up the intake here too as well, just trying to, so there's no lips on the actual intake boots off. My torch work. No intake lips in here, so it's a free flow straight down to the intake. But yeah, that's I found it a bit weird. It's a strange intake, but yeah, I've seen it before, but not deleted. Normally you don't do this. Alright guys, over and out, and I appreciate you for watching. Over and out.